They say the village always keeps its secrets buried deep beneath the soil, but no one ever told us that sometimes the soil breathes back when you dig too close, and that is exactly what we learned one summer when everything changed forever. We had this habit, you know, whenever we got a break from our hectic city lives, from jobs that drained our souls and nights that felt longer than time itself, we used to pack our bags and head toward our ancestral village, a small, quiet place surrounded by endless fields, where the air smelled of earth and the stars looked alive, shimmering like they could whisper secrets if you listened long enough. Every year we went there for 10 or 15 days, just to escape the noise, to find peace, and honestly, every time we came back with memories that made life feel lighter. But this one time, something was different from the very beginning. The moment we stepped out of the bus and walked toward the old wooden house where my childhood friend Ariv used to live, the entire village felt empty, like someone had turned down the sound of life itself. No laughter of children, no dogs barking, just the faint rustling of wind between the dried leaves. It wasn't just silence, it was absence. My cousin leaned closer and whispered, "It's too quiet here." And I remember brushing it off with a nervous laugh. But something deep inside me already knew that this silence was not ordinary. The old caretaker met us at the gate, his eyes hollow, his face pale like he hadn't slept for nights. When I asked him about Ariv, his voice cracked as he said, "He's gone. Disappeared yesterday." I froze. Gone? Disappeared? He explained that Ariv had been missing for 24 hours, and strangely, 2 other villagers had vanished within the same week. No signs, no witnesses, no blood, nothing. Just gone like they never existed. People whispered that maybe something unholy had returned to the land, something ancient. But I didn't believe in curses or ghosts. I believed in logic, in things I could see and explain. Yet, that night, when the wind howled through the cracks of the windows, and I heard faint footsteps outside our house, I started doubting everything. Couldn't sleep. My phone had weak signal, but enough to scroll, and that's when I remembered something Ariv had told me once. That if you ever wanted to find something or someone that couldn't be found, you could find it on the dark web. He had said it half-jokingly, but his tone that night echoed in my ears. Curiosity crawled into my veins like poison. Maybe, just maybe, someone on the dark web knew something. I don't know why I did it, but I turned on my laptop, dimmed the light, connected to a VPN, and started accessing layers of the web that normal browsers never touch. At first, it was the usual junk. Illegal markets, fake passports, shady chat rooms. But then I found something that froze my heart. A forum titled, "Lost Ones." Those who vanish between worlds. My heartbeat quickened. I clicked. Inside were hundreds of threads, each one describing people who had gone missing without a trace. Villagers, travelers, loners, all connected by a strange pattern. They all disappeared near places where old rituals had once been performed. My village's name appeared on that list. My hands trembled as I scrolled deeper until I found a post made just 1 day ago. The username was A.14rav, and the message read, "It's here. Don't look for me." My blood turned to ice. That was Ariv's old username from our childhood gaming days. I tried replying, but the forum crashed instantly. The screen glitched, and a line of red text appeared. "You shouldn't have come here." I stared at it for minutes, frozen. Then the screen went black. Suddenly, my laptop fan roared, and a small pop-up appeared on the corner. "Incoming file from unknown source." The eyes. Against every instinct screaming inside me, I clicked open. The video that loaded looked like a live feed from a night vision camera, grainy, greenish, showing what seemed like the inside of a basement. The sound was distorted, but I could hear breathing, slow and uneven, almost like someone trying to hide. Then the camera moved, revealing a figure tied to a chair. My chest tightened. It was Ariv. His eyes were wide open, filled with terror, staring straight at the camera, as if he could see me. I shouted his name, but of course he couldn't hear. A mechanical voice whispered through the speakers. "He found what was forbidden. Now you will too." The screen glitched again, and symbols began flashing. Ancient, circular patterns I couldn't understand. My laptop overheated, and when I tried shutting it down, the power button wouldn't respond. Suddenly, The camera panned toward a corner, showing strange shapes moving in the dark, crawling, twisting, whispering in tones that made my bones ache. Then the feed ended abruptly. I sat there, staring at my reflection on the black screen, my own eyes hollow. The next morning, I told my cousin everything, but he didn't believe me. He said it must have been some sick prank. But that night he vanished too. No noise, no struggle, just gone. That's when fear turned into obsession. I needed to know what was happening, so I went back online, searching that same forum again. But it was gone. Deleted. Every trace of it wiped. I found another hidden directory leading to something called the root cellar. Inside were videos, dozens of them, each showing different missing people, their names matching those from police records. The locations, the timestamps, all real. My heart raced as I scrolled until I found a new video labeled guest_07. I clicked. The footage showed the same basement again, but this time there were more symbols on the walls, painted in blood, and a figure wearing a mask shaped like an eye. He whispered, "The watchers choose who stays." I realized then that this wasn't just a digital horror. It was real, a ritual disguised as content, streamed to those who paid enough. The watchers weren't just people, they were entities using the dark web as a doorway. The deeper I went, the more I saw things no human should ever see. A live chat where people bet on who would vanish next, coordinates of cursed places, and streams labeled for the circle. Every time I opened one, my lights flickered, and the air around me grew cold. I stopped eating, stopped sleeping. The obsession consumed me. I started hearing whispers even when the laptop was off, like the dark web itself was bleeding into my world. One night, while watching yet another live feed, I saw something impossible. The camera panned to reveal the outside of my own house, my own door. I froze, staring, unable to breathe. A knock echoed through the room at that exact moment. I turned slowly, heart hammering, and saw a shadow outside the window, tall, unmoving, watching me. I wanted to scream, but my throat locked. When I turned back to the laptop, the feed showed my face, real-time from a perspective behind me. That's when I ran. I don't remember how long I ran through the fields, but I could still hear the static sound following me, echoing in my ears like 1,000 whispers saying my name. I reached the caretaker's hut and told him everything, shaking, crying, begging him to believe me. He looked at me with that same hollow stare and said quietly, "You shouldn't have looked. It always finds those who search." The next morning, my laptop was gone. My cousin's phone too. The police found no evidence, no files, no trace of anything. They said maybe we imagined it all. But I know what I saw. Every night since, at exactly 3:15 a.m., my phone lights up with a notification, "New feed available." The eyes are watching. I've tried ignoring it, even smashed my devices, but somehow new ones appear already logged into the dark web. Last night, I finally gave up and opened one. The screen flickered, and there I was, sitting right here, typing this story, and behind me stood a tall shadow with no face, whispering my name. If you're listening to this, if you're watching it on YouTube, don't search for what's forbidden. Don't go looking for missing ones. The dark web isn't just a place. It's a door, and once you open it, something comes through. Comment below if you think you've ever felt watched after midnight, and maybe, just maybe, like, share and subscribe before your screen goes black too. Because the watchers are real, and they're already reading this with you.